I was really excited because I had actually tried to work with him before. This was not the first attempt I had made to work with him because I was a huge fan. I mean, I thought he was hilarious on Parks and Rec, and then when I saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy, he's a movie star. So I was really excited. So then when it finally came together with Passengers, again, I was really excited.
I when I read the script originally, my manager said, "I want you to picture Jennifer Lawrence in the lead role," and I was like, "Yeah, right." But it ruined the movie for anyone else who would ever even attempt to try. Because when I read it, I was like, "Oh my God, this movie has to be Jennifer Lawrence." And I thought, A, if you're gonna let me do this movie, and B, she would be willing to do this movie, oh my, that would be the greatest thing in history. And she did it, and I couldn't believe it. It's like I got to work with her, and now she's my best friend.
We're mortal enemies.
No.
Performance-wise, I was really excited. I mean, there's a lot of really powerful stuff that my character goes through. And that's also just an interesting emotional concept of realizing where you're going to spend the rest of your life, how you're going to spend the rest of your life, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that was exciting to me.
This kind of a movie is nice because it does have elements of all of those things: action and drama and romance and suspense. And because of that, you get an opportunity to try different things as an actor. And one day you are hanging from wires, and the next day you're doing an emotional scene, or you're doing a romantic scene. I mean, it's like it was really an opportunity to play a lot of different notes, and that's really fun as an actor. And I got to do it with you know
Jerry Lewis.
Jennifer Lee Lawrence? Jerry Lewis.
I don't know.
Jerry Lawrence.
It seemed like you forgot my name.
I did for a minute, but you can
Did
cut that
you?
out, right? It's Jennifer or Jennifer? I just want to get it right. In this movie, you find these two characters that are like, seeking out a new life on a distant planet. And the reason my character is on this journey is because he's leaving behind a world that no longer needs men like him. He works with his hands, he builds things, he fixes things, he's a problem solver, and he's leaving a world that when something breaks, you just replace it. And so he's a pioneer, and he's longing for a time when his type of problem solving abilities and his skill set can be useful. So he wants to go somewhere where he can build a house out of nothing. And I think he longs for a simpler time and expects to find that on this new planet. I wouldn't say that Jim is funny per se. He's not necessarily like a comedian by any means, but hopefully there's some humor in watching him in this situation. So like he's not gonna like open a stand-up comedy club on Homestead 2, but hopefully you laugh a little bit when you see some of the situations he's in.
Aurora is a writer, and one of the things that I like about this movie is that it's not post-apocalyptic. It's Earth. Earth is not in a dire state, or that's not why we're traveling through space. Earth is fine. She's an adventurer, and she pushes herself. So she wants to be the first person ever to fly to Homestead, to the colony planet, live there for a year, and then come back to Earth and write about it. So she's very ambitious, and this ends up being quite a roadblock.
We're stuck together in isolation. So there's loneliness and solitude and all of the themes that flow through this movie: deception, guilt, redemption, as well as love and forgiveness and grace and all of those things. So they're all very personal themes, and that's what's really nice about sci-fi is that it asks questions that you can't ask in regular storytelling, but the answers are often, having to do with personal struggles and very human emotions and desires and wants and whatnot.
It's such a dire situation and such an abnormal place to be in that everything is exaggerated. So it is an interesting way to look at humanity, and it's a really interesting way to delve into a character. The sets were incredible. I mean, every day we'd show up and there would be something different, and it was just so massive.
Yeah, the starship, the Avalon itself, is a massive, massive ship. And we built sets in Atlanta at Pinewood Studios. We actually had to tear a wall down between two sets. It was the biggest single set that they've ever had there. And, you know, the interior concourse of this Starship Avalon, it's beautiful. A lot of times in movies like this, there are, of course, elements of, you know, CGI, but we had some really amazing practical sets that were set up. And Rodrigo, our DP, and the electric crew on this, and the gaffer on this, they put in 8 miles of LED lighting on this set.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
And they never took a day off because they worked so hard, and our hours were really long. They worked for 4 months straight without a day off, laying all of these lights. You know, so much of what you see in the movie was there for us to interact with, which is really, and I know you've done movies that have like CG elements, like the more you can create real elements around the actor, the better I think the performance becomes, because you have something against which to react. And so the interior concourse was just so beautiful.
I'm definitely not the most athletic of the two of us.
She just got
Gonna
a
settle
straw
that
stuck
right
in her
now.
nose.
Yeah, I can't even drink a cup of water.
Without nearly killing herself.
I
with a
know,
straw.
it could have
With
gone
that,
into
like
my
an
brain.
inch further, you'd be
It was really
straight
high up.
lobotomized.
Yeah.
We had a great stunt crew, and they worked really hard, and both of us had to endure a lot of painstaking hours in harnesses, and did a lot of wire work, and it
You
showed.
did most of it, though. For you, emergency, you love that
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm down with the emergency. Yeah.
And then you got into mine, which was coffee with that garbage creamer. Remember?
Yes. Oh,
Garbage creamer.
Garbage creamer coffee.
Yeah.
Really good. I used to, you know, I'm a real cowboy. I drink my coffee black with Four Splendus. But, yeah, she put some garbage, some straight up
Just
melted milk
yeah.
cartons or something. I don't even know what it's made of. It's like
I don't have
DuPont paint
Yeah.
cream, but fudge
Yeah.
is it good.
Yeah, it's straight from Walmart.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite.
Yeah.
I love it.
She's Dior on the outside, Cracker Barrel on the inside.
That's a huge
I
compliment.
know she would take it as a
Yeah, I
compliment.
did. I'm really flattered. I can't wait for my parents to see this. They'll be so proud. He brings a good energy, a good mood. He's a spirit lifter. I mean, for everyone. He's the heart, and this is including the entire crew. He's the hardest working person on set.
That's nice.
And we had a very hard-working crew.
We did have hard work.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen.
They're like the Energizer Bunny.
Jen makes me laugh almost like no one else in my life. She cracks me up so hard all day, every day. She's really, really funny.
Mostly just at things that I'm accidentally doing.
That's not true. No. I'm totally laughing with you. I'm not
Thank
laughing
you.
at you. You're very. She's very funny, and extraordinarily tough, which is I love that. I think she's really tough.